All right, so today we're diving into a really unique philosophical text, one that makes a pretty bold claim that it has the definitive answer to the meaning of humanity. I mean, it lays out a whole cosmology, a theory of everything, really, from the ultimate creator all the way down to us. So what is our purpose in this grand design? Let's get into it. The source material just jumps right in with a question that I think everyone's probably asked themselves at some point. Are we just here, living for the sake of it? Are we just some kind of cosmic accident? Or is there a bigger plan at play? This is the fundamental mystery this text says it can solve.
So, how do you even begin to answer a question that huge? Well, the text starts by unpacking the very idea of meaning itself, arguing that we live in a universe where actually nothing exists without a purpose. Okay, so if everything has a purpose, what's ours? According to this framework, it all boils down to service. The idea is that our solar system and the Earth itself, they exist to serve humanity. But, and this is the key part, it doesn't stop with us. We, in turn, exist to serve a higher power. It creates this really clear and kind of fascinating cosmic chain of command. Now let's really dig into that cosmic hierarchy. The source material lays it all out like a cosmic organizational chart, showing the entire structure of existence.
Right at the very, very top of this chart, you've got God, the ultimate creator. In this view, this isn't just a God, but the prime mover, the original architect who came up with the whole plan for the universe in the first place.
Okay, one level down from the ultimate creator, we find the gods. And this is where it gets really interesting. The text describes them as these super high-energy beings, cosmic managers, you could say. But it makes a really important distinction. They have divinity, but they're missing what the text calls playful characteristics. So they're basically all business, and they can't bring that sense of joy to the ultimate creator. So to fill that joy gap, the next level down was created, the angels. Their whole purpose was to bring life and energy and that playfulness into the universe. But the text adds a really crucial detail here. Because they're lower energy beings, they're super influenced by the specific gods who are in charge of their corner of the cosmos. And this brings us to what the text calls the chain of purpose. It's a total top-down flow. The ultimate god dreams up the plan, the gods are there to execute it, the angels bring life and serve those gods, and humanity? Well, we're right there at the foundation, created to serve all the beings above us in the chain. Okay, now we're getting into one of the text's most specific and definitely most unconventional claims. This one's all about where we come from. It argues that not all humans were actually created by the same divine beings. The source lays out three totally distinct origins for everyone on Earth. It says one particular god created African, Native American, Egyptian, and European peoples. Then another god created the peoples of the Middle East and most of India. And finally, it claims that East and Southeast Asian peoples come from a being called the dragon, which is described as an incarnation of Buddha. And why is this so important? Well, according to the text, this idea of separate origins is pretty much the master key to understanding all of human history. The argument is that our conflicts here on Earth, whether they're cultural, religious, or military, they're not really our conflicts. They're actually a direct mirror of the rivalries going on between the different gods who created us. This quote from the source really drills down to the core of the idea. The text is saying that even though the ultimate god, way up at the top, sees humanity as one big family, the creator gods, the ones a level down, they just don't. They're rivals. And this divine rivalry plays out through us, making Earth, in a way, a cosmic battlefield. The text then uses this framework to look at major world religions. It describes Christianity and Islam as being focused on this earthly competition, the struggle for survival and resources. Buddhism, on the other hand, is presented as having a totally different goal, not to win on Earth, but to actually leave this world of conflict and get back to a spiritual place called the Buddha land. And this whole cosmic framework isn't just some abstract philosophy. No, the text uses it as a lens to go back and reinterpret huge historical events, giving its own very unique explanation for why they actually happened. For example, the text gives the super specific take on Japan in World War II. It claims that Japan's actions weren't guided by Buddhist principles at all. Instead, it was a punishment carried out by rival gods. And the reason? Apparently, the dragon's descendants were trying to break away spiritually, and that made the other creator gods angry. So, humanity is just a proxy for a bunch of warring gods. Is there any hope for us? Can we ever find unity? Well, according to this text, the answer is yes. It claims that the ultimate God at the very top of the pyramid was not happy with all this division and decided to set a new plan in motion. And that plan, in this cosmology, was Jesus. The text presents him as a direct incarnation of the ultimate God's will. He was sent to Earth with a very specific mission: to teach a message of universal love and unity that could help people transcend their rival origins. The end goal? To transform Earth into a single, unified kingdom of God. And that brings us all the way back to the beginning. After laying out this entire cosmic structure, from the ultimate creator down to the rivalries playing out on Earth, the text finally gives its definitive answer to that big question about our purpose.
So, here it is, the text's final answer. The meaning of human life is to understand and accept our place in this huge cosmic hierarchy. Our purpose is to serve the ultimate God by living in harmony with the divine beings who watch over our world.
So what are the big takeaways from this text? Well, first, that we're not alone, and we're definitely not at the top of the pyramid. Second, that there's a clear cosmic hierarchy above us. Third, our whole purpose is found in serving our role within that structure. And finally, that realizing all of this should lead us to a life of gratitude and humility. So, this text gives one very specific, very detailed answer to the meaning of humanity. But, whether you agree with its cosmology or not, it leaves us all with a pretty powerful question to think about. If our purpose really does come from service, it makes you ask yourself, in your own life, who or what are you truly serving?